How about this? In Mooresville, North Carolina today, Parkview Elementary, Mr. Frank Saraco, this teacher entered his school to win a chance to have David Ragan, NASCAR driver, read to them today, and some milk and cookies courtesy of Bud's Best and Talladega Superspeedway, and a free kids ticket to the Geico 500 coming to Talladega Superspeedway on May 3rd, courtesy of Talladega Superspeedway. And the Talladega Superspeedway pace car is there at Parkview Elementary today as well. David Ragan joins us. And, David, I know you love discussion of Talladega because in 2013, buddy, you came out of nowhere to shock the world at Talladega.
That was a lot of fun. So hopefully we can do it again in just a few short months. But, yeah, up and at it this morning, getting ready to read some books here at Parkview Elementary in Mooresville. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, I mean, I know that, we were talking about your big win in 2013. You've had 2 Sprint Cup wins, and that was with the front row team, which you were kind of in that David Goliath row. Everybody found out, they were trying to get funded. It was a small operation, and your win, obviously big for them, big for you. But now you're kind of on loan to the M&M's team, with the injury to Bush, and now you're in the M&M's ride, and you've had your first chance to drive that automobile. And I know early on you felt like you had a good car. What's that transition been like?
Yeah, it's been a busy week for sure, but it's been a good transition. I mean, going to a different team, different group of guys, and really a lot of the 18 crew is kind of a new group this year. Joe Gibbs Racing added a 4th car. Carl Edwards came over, and so it was a good week. Certainly we would have liked to have finished a little bit better. I felt like we had a little better race car than where we did finish. But we were able to have some speed and make some good adjustments throughout the weekend. And, a couple of mistakes here and there kept us from probably a top 10 or top 12 finish. But it was a busy week for everybody. I think at this point last week, they didn't know who was going to drive their car. So it all came together pretty fast. And, looking forward to the next week, kind of learning their system and, learning how they go about things on a weekend. But, looking forward to Talladega. That's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, in just a few short months, we'll be there before you know it, and we'll have a good chance to win that race, I'm sure, again.
Hey, David, Bubba here. A lot of us have wondered over the years, if you drive an M&M car, do you get a unlimited supply?
That's a big question.
Yeah, you definitely get as many M&Ms as you would like. So
hello, NASCAR.
Over the weekend, and we'll have to include you in some of that. The M&M's folks are great. We've had a lot of fun with some of their new products, and just learning about them as you race in the Spring Cup Series. You're always aware of other sponsors and things, but the M&M's car is kind of a staple of our sport the last really 10 or 15 years. They've been with a couple of different teams, a couple of different drivers, but seeing Kyle and that M&M's car is something that that's always been fun to watch.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of great sponsors. I mean, you got a lot of batteries and car parts and department stores and just everything. But I mean, M&M's, that's kind of a whole other deal.
Look, let me tell you too. With all they got these new M&M's Crispies. Have you tried those yet? And they were this past week.
I'm a peanut guy.
It's the M&M's Crispy Camry, which is pretty funny.
That's funny. That is funny.
I know you've tried them, David. There's no way. I mean, with all you get, you've tried every kind they probably have. That Crispy's pretty good.
Yeah, I ate a full bag on my way to the airport last night. So that's I grabbed after the race, and they're good. And I'm kind of a slim guy, so I've got plenty of room to go. But the guys at Joe Gibbs Racing has been a lot of fun to work with, and like I said, we really haven't even been. We don't even have 1 week under our belts. It was just really last Tuesday before all this came together. So it'll be a lot of fun working with them the next few weeks and getting to know them. And yeah, it all starts today. So yeah, we got back from Atlanta Motor Speedway last night and then drove over to the elementary school this morning. So hopefully my eyes are clear enough where I can
yeah, you'll be fine. Let me ask
just
you
read
this.
through it one time. A little tricky sometimes.
When you transition to Joe Gibbs, which of course Joe Gibbs a great leader and a great team, but when you go from we were the little guys and the little engine that could over at front row, and we had a big win at Talladega, and it was a big deal. And now you're in an established, really big operation, multiple cars. what's the biggest adjustment? Because I think a lot of us who watch, we go, okay, it's got a different paint scheme, but he's in a car, but it's much more complicated than that. And you got to learn, your crew chief. You've got to learn how they operate. It's not just switching over to another car, is it?
Well, a lot of just learning their names. You got a new spotter, obviously a crew chief that maybe has a different lingo. They have a different engineering staff that they go about certain procedures over race weekends, driving for a different manufacturer. Driving a Toyota Camry that has a different engine package, a different aero package, and so it's all a little different. Certainly, in the grand scheme of things, it is another car. We've got the same racetrack, the same Goodyear tires to bolt on, and we've got to go out and try to make that car as fast as we can. But obviously, a lot of good resources at Joe Gibbs Racing. They have a lot of good employees that really work hard. They're really smart and know how to make those race cars go fast. Some really good teammates, Denny Hamlin and Carl and Matt Kenseth. They're all very, very smart drivers. So they're going to push me to be the best driver that I can. I'll work really hard to be smarter, to be more of an educated driver, to make better decisions behind the wheel. So all those things, it'll make me better. And ultimately, doing all this, and when Kyle Busch is healthy and returns, he can jump back in this car and be ready to hit the ground running.
So I guess Front Row, putting you kind of on loan to them, I guess they also, and both of you, see the value of you being able to learn from this team and then return back to the original ride a better driver.
Yeah, that's right. And we had a partial sponsorship this season, so we didn't have a full sponsor. It was up in the air whether we were going to run for the championship and compete in all the races. And so it was kind of a perfect storm. And then, it worked out. CSX, we promote our Play It Safe around railroad tracks, Play It Safe campaign. They were able to move a few of their races to the second half of the season.
Okay.
And it really worked out good for all of us. I can get some good exposure and really learn a lot. I absolutely be a smarter driver. So when I'm back at Front Row, help that organization some, but it gives me an opportunity to show what I can do and some top equipment.
All right. Well, David, enjoy your time there at Parkview Elementary. The pace car will be pulling up there. You're going to be reading to those kids today and Mr. Sirocco's class. And find out if we're saying his name right.
We're confused on the name.
Saraco. Sirocco?
I think that's close enough, but I think if you give the shout-out to Parkview Elementary School here in Mooresville, which is kind of the racing capital of the world.
Yeah.
You've got all kinds of, drivers' kids and crew chiefs' kids and different folks that are teaching that have maybe a spouse involved in the sport. So already a lot of NASCAR flavor this morning, but having a lot of fun. You're going to read a little bit. And we appreciate you guys putting on this event.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Bud's Best Cookies will be there for the kids today. Some milk and cookies, and David Ragan reading for Read Across America, and courtesy of Talladega Super Speedway, this giveaway. Get all your ticket information at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. And, of course, David will still be in the number 18 scheduled for Talladega in May for the Geico 500, and all the kids get kids tickets to see that race as well. David, thanks for taking time to be with
David.
us, buddy.
All right, you guys be good.
All right, drive safe and go to the front.
That's right.
All right, man. We'll see you, buddy. David Ragan checking in with us. We'll come back. So there's the NASCAR giveaway. David's taking care of that for us. And then we come back. It's Read Across America. Rick and Bubba's world's largest classroom. Over 35,000 students for green eggs and ham. Right after this.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.